Be me 24, working in corporate accounts for a soulless logistics company. My job is to stare at spreadsheets until my eyes bleed. The office is a lovely shade of beige I like to call slow death. The only highlight is the third-floor canteen, a neutral zone where all the companies in the building gather for mediocre coffee and stale pastries. It's the only place I see color, and by color I mean her. Be not me, Goth girl. Works for the edgy graphic design firm on the fourth floor. She's a walking stereotype, but in a way that's almost intimidatingly perfect. Pitch black hair, piercings, fishnets, boots that could probably crush a skull. Heavy eyeliner that could deflect sunlight. She always looks pissed off or bored or both. My coworker Dave calls her Morticia. He thinks he's hilarious. I just think she's terrifying. Our interactions are non-existent, but they feel like a whole saga in my head. I'll be in line for coffee, and suddenly I'll feel this cold presence behind me. It's her. She'll let out this long, impatient sigh, like my existence is a personal inconvenience. I fumble with my wallet, drop a coin, and feel my soul leave my body. She doesn't say anything, just stares at the back of my head. I can feel the stare. I swear it has a physical weight to it. This goes on for months. I develop a sixth sense for her presence. I'll be about to head to the canteen, and I'll get a weird feeling. I'll peek my head out, and sure enough, there she is, gliding down the hallway like a wraith. Nope.jpg. I'll just eat the sad desk lunch I packed instead. Dave finds my irrational fear endlessly amusing. Dude, just talk to her. What's the worst that could happen? She sacrifices you to Cthulhu. Yes, Dave, that is literally the worst that could happen. He doesn't get it. It's not just her look, it's the aura. She radiates a do not perceive me field, and I am respecting that with every fiber of my being. One Tuesday, disaster strikes. I'm carrying my tray, a sad-looking sandwich and a cup of soup. My shoelace, which I swear was tied, decides to betray me. I trip and the world goes into slow motion. The tray flies. The soup arcs through the air like a brownish, lukewarm comet. It all lands with a wet splat right in the middle of the floor. Of course, she's standing right there, watching the whole thing. I brace myself for a sneer, a laugh, anything. She just looks at the puddle of soup, then at me, my face burning with the heat of 1,000 suns. She tilts her head and in a deadpan voice says, "That's a shame. Looked like the good soup." Then she just walks away. I'm left there, confused and covered in shame broth. It wasn't mean, but it wasn't nice. It was nothing. And that was somehow worse. A few weeks later, I'm hiding in a corner of the canteen, sketching in my notebook. It's my one escape from the beige. I draw fantasy landscapes, weird creatures, stuff from my head. I'm deep in the zone, shading a particularly gnarly-looking dragon. Suddenly, a shadow falls over my page. I look up and she's there, looming over my shoulder. My heart stops exe. I slam the notebook shut so fast I nearly break the spine. She raises a single, perfectly sculpted eyebrow. "Secret government plans?" she asks, her voice a low monotone. No, just work stuff. Flowcharts." The lie is so pathetic it could be weaponized. She stares at the notebook, then back at me. Her eyes are actually a really light gray, almost silver. I'd never been close enough to notice. She holds my gaze for what feels like an eternity, then just shrugs and walks off to get her coffee. I tell Dave later, and he's convinced she was trying to steal my soul via eye contact. The real turning point comes on a rainy Thursday. The building's main elevator goes out of service. I'm on the 8th floor. She's on the 4th. The canteen is on the 3rd. I'm heading down at 5 p.m., taking the stairs like everyone else. The stairwell is crowded and echoes with the clatter of shoes and mindless chatter. I'm just trying to get out and go home. As the crowd thins out on the lower floors, I realize who's a few steps behind me. It's her. We're the only two left in this section of the stairwell. The silence is deafening, broken only by our footsteps. I'm hyper-aware of everything. My breathing, the way I'm holding the handrail. I'm so in my own head that I misjudge a step. My ankle rolls and I start to fall forward, picturing a faceplant on the concrete landing. Suddenly, a hand grabs my arm hard. The grip is shockingly strong and it steadies me instantly. "Whoa there," she says. Her voice is right next to my ear. It's softer than I expected. I stammer out a thanks, my face beet red. "Watch your step," she says, letting go. Her fingers were cold, but where she touched my arm feels warm. We walk the rest of the way down in silence, but it's a different kind of silence. Less terrifying, more awkward. I glance back as we exit the building. She's already got her headphones in, disappearing into the rain. Fast forward to the mandatory office Christmas party. It's held in a rented-out conference room that smells like desperation and cheap wine. Dave gets drunk within 20 minutes and starts telling our boss about his brilliant idea for synergizing our vertical integrations. I'm doing my best impression of a potted plant in the corner. Then I see her. She's across the room, leaning against a wall, looking even more uncomfortable than I feel. She's not in her usual battle armor. She's wearing a simple black velvet dress. Her makeup is toned down, her hair is down, and it's actually kind of wavy. She looks normal, pretty even. She's scrolling through her phone, clearly trying to will herself into another dimension. I watch as a group of finance bros from the sixth floor walk past her, snickering. One of them says, "Look, it's the girl from the craft," just loud enough for her to hear. I see her flinch. Her shoulders tense up. She puts her phone away and just stares at the floor. And something inside me just snaps. I'm not a hero. I'm not a confrontational person. My resting state is mild panic. But I know that feeling. The feeling of being the joke, the weirdo. The feeling of wanting to be invisible. Before I can talk myself out of it, I'm walking over to her. My heart is hammering against my ribs like it's trying to escape. What do I even say? "Hey, sorry those guys are assholes," smooth. I get to her and just stand there for a second, my brain completely blue screening. I finally manage to say the stupidest, most generic thing possible. "These parties are the worst, huh?" She looks up, startled. Her gray eyes are wide. She seems genuinely shocked that someone is talking to her. She gives a tiny, almost imperceptible nod. "Yeah, they are." My brain reboots. I keep talking, the words just falling out. I think you work at Artcore Designs, right? I saw the posters you guys did for the Summer-Fall Music Festival. The art it was really incredible. This is it. The moment of truth. Her expression shifts. The defensive mask cracks just a little. "Oh," she says, her voice quiet. "Thanks, I designed the logo for that." "No way. The one with the crow." A tiny smile touches her lips for the first time. "That's the one. Dude, that was sick." The line work was amazing. We start talking, actually talking. She asks me what I do. I tell her I'm an accountant. I see the flicker of disappointment, the "oh, one of those guys" look. Then she asks what I was drawing in my notebook that day. "Oh, it's stupid." "I doubt it," she says, and her tone is so genuine it catches me off guard. I hesitate, then pull out my phone and show her a few pictures I've taken of my sketches. She leans in to look, her hair brushing against my arm. She slowly scrolls through them, her expression unreadable. She stops on one, a detailed drawing of a desolate alien city. "Holy shit," she breathes. "You did this? Yeah, you're really good, like professionally good. Why are you an accountant?" I laugh, a real actual laugh. "That's what my parents ask." We talk for over an hour. Her name is Chloe. Not Nyx, not Raven, not Morticia. Chloe. She's not angry or mean, she's just shy. Extremely shy. The intimidating look is a shield. She says people have been judging her for how she dresses since she was a teenager, so she decided to lean into it. Own it. The stare was just her zoning out, lost in thought. The impatient sigh in the coffee line was because she's perpetually tired. She thought I was the one who disliked her. She thought I was some preppy office drone who was probably making fun of her with my friends. We were both just two anxious people misreading each other completely. After the party, things change. We start getting coffee together in the canteen. On purpose. I learned that she loves death metal but also cries at Studio Ghibli movies. She's a massive nerd for typography and can tell you the history of the Helvetica font. She's got a sarcastic, dry sense of humor that's genuinely hilarious. Dave is baffled. He sees us sitting together, laughing. "How?" he mouths to me from across the room. I just shrug. Chloe shows me her digital art portfolio. It's incredible. She encourages me to start a portfolio for my own stuff, gives me tips on using a drawing tablet. We hang out outside of work. We go to an art museum. She critiques the Impressionists while I just say, "Wow, that's pretty." She drags me to a metal show. It's loud and intense, but seeing her in her element, smiling and headbanging, is amazing. I don't even mind the ringing in my ears. We start watching movies at my apartment because it's quieter than hers. One night, we're on my couch, watching some old sci-fi movie. During a quiet scene, I look over at her. The light from the TV is flickering across her face. She's not wearing her heavy makeup, just a little eyeliner. She looks soft. She catches me staring. I expect her to make a sarcastic comment. Instead, she just looks back at me, her expression open and a little vulnerable. The crush I've been trying to suppress hits me like a freight train. I think she feels it too. The air between us gets thick. I should kiss her. I really, really should kiss her, but I'm a coward. I just clear my throat and say, "Want more popcorn?" Smooth reel smooth gif. A week later, we're sitting on a park bench after work. The sun is setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. We're just talking, a comfortable silence settling between us. She turns to me, a small, wry smile on her face. "You know," she says, "for the first 3 months I worked here, I had a whole backstory for you." "Oh yeah. What was it?" "You were Chad, the finance bro. You probably rode crew in college and your dad was a lawyer. You definitely thought my music was just angry noise." I laugh. "That's hilarious, because my backstory for you was that you were a centuries-old vampire who subsisted on the life force of boring office workers. I was genuinely afraid for my safety." She playfully punches my arm. "Jerk, hey, you started it." We fall silent again, but the silence is charged now. She's looking at me, really looking at me with those incredible gray eyes. The intimidating goth girl I was so afraid of is gone. In her place is just Chloe, shy, funny, brilliant, beautiful Chloe. "I'm really glad I was wrong about you," she says, her voice barely a whisper. My heart feels like it's going to beat out of my chest. "Me too, Chloe," I say, and my voice is steadier than I feel. "Me too." I reach out, my hand shaking slightly, and take hers. Her fingers are covered in silver rings and they're cool against my skin. She doesn't pull away. She just laces her fingers with mine, her grip firm and sure. We just sit there for a long time, watching the last of the sun disappear below the horizon, our hands clasped together. For the first time since I started my beige job in my beige office, I wasn't dreading Monday morning. My life is good PNG.